Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Q, and in today's video, we will be reviewing the movie The Little Things, starring Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. Let's go. Let's get it. Tap in. The film takes place in 1990s Los Angeles. To be more specific, it takes place in 1990 Los Angeles, where there has been a series of murders, I believe 4 or 5, that have taken place. And obviously, the cops and the detectives are on the case, but they don't have any real traction in any way, shape, or form, on a direction. And yeah, that's where we are dropped off at in the beginning of the film. All right, so off top, the beginning of this film, not really it. Not gonna lie to you, not gonna sugarcoat it to you, not gonna bullshit you at all whatsoever. It was, yeah, just wasn't really it. It wasn't, bad or boring or it dragged or anything like that. No, it was just, it was more so like table setting for, you know, later in the film, which is cool. But if you're able to, kind of hook us in and grab us in right away, that's always better. But yeah, beginning of this film, largely skippable, so we're gonna skip that. All right, so now that we've skipped that, we can get to what I believe is the best part of this film, the middle part, which is ironically or oddly enough, not really, the part where Jared Leto enters the film. He is playing a character named Albert. Don't exactly remember the last name, but yeah, he comes in and he takes this film from being no shot here, but being an movie to it going up and up and up and up and up, and we get that scene that I think is the best scene in the film, which is the highway chase scene, which they're essentially just chasing each other and looping each other on different, you know, ramps or exits or whatever you want to call them on the highway. Whoever came up with that in the script, you did great. In the writer's room, you did great. And yeah, so go from there. Now we're gonna move over to the end of the movie, and essentially they've just been trying to catch this guy, Jared Leto, Albert, in the act. Find some type of either in the act or some type of evidence, something substantial that they can take and then use against them. They haven't found anything, and they've largely failed. Really, not to be, give a spoiler here, but they failed really the entire film, the entire movie. So, boom, we're at the end of the movie, and it is Rami Malek, Jared Leto. They're in a car, and Jared Leto tells them, "I'm gonna take you to find one of these bodies." I forgot the name of the character who was dead in the movie, but yeah, they're gonna take them to find that body. They're on the road, boom, they get there. They get there. Jared Leto gives the keys to Rami Malek. He opens it up. They're at like a ranch type of thing. I don't know. Yeah. Boom. Opens the key, but he doesn't lock it. He leaves it open for his partner, Denzel, to eventually come in. So while they are, just them two, while they are in the ranch, further up, they get out, and Jared Leto tells them, "Now let's go search for his body. Let's go find his body. But you're gonna do it. Here's this shovel. You're gonna dig. You're gonna find it. I'm gonna tell you when you're hot, and I'm gonna tell you when you're cold." So that's what we're doing, right? And it gets to I thought this scene was great. It gets to a boiling point where Rami Malek has just been digging. He's been digging. He's been digging. He's been digging. Jared Leto is fucking with him because he hasn't found anything. So while he's like mid-dig, we're going to go with that word choice, okay? We're just going to go with it. So yeah, while he's like mid-dig, Jared Leto is just giving him an earful. Telling him he's a failure, telling him all these things, bringing up his wife, bringing up his kids, things that you just do not do. And finally, Rami Malek snaps. And he turns around, and he has this shovel, and he clocks him with it right upside his head. And it was curtains. Jared Leto drops, and it's curtains. And once he drops, Rami Malek kind of realizes, like, oh, I just hit this dude. So he goes, trying to wake him up, nothing. And, you know, that happens for maybe like a minute of the film or whatever. And finally, Denzel comes in, sees what has just occurred, and isn't super panicked. He's just like, all right, cool. Here's the game plan, which we later come to find out in the film why he wasn't fazed by what he just seen. But yeah, comes up with his game plan. Tells him, I'm going to go back to his house. I'm going to, you know, think it was like clean it up or whatever, find something. And, you know, I'm going to come back. And when I come back, this dude better be in the damn ground. Boom, goes to his crib. Boom, comes back. Jared Leto was not buried, by the way. Denzel does the burying of Jared Leto. And he basically tells him, like, hey, look, to Rami Malek, he goes, hey, look, this right here never happened. Get it out your brain, get it out your mind, get it out your memory. We're moving past this. From there, we get to the very ending of the film where we see Rami Malek at home in his backyard at the pool, you know, with his two daughters, and his wife is in the house. She gets a knock on the door. It's one of his former partners. Don't remember the guy's name. My apologies. And he has an envelope for Remy. So wife goes, takes it to Remy, and he opens it. And there's a message in there, but attached to the message, there's also a red beret, which previously in the film, one of the ladies who was murdered, her parents said she always wore that while she went out on her runs. So he opens this envelope, and what does he find? That red beret, or beret, whatever the word is. I don't know. And so for him, that's confirmation that this is and always was the guy, the right guy. Jared Leto was the killer. We get a scene past that, which shows Denzel Washington taking trash bags out of his truck and putting them into a barrel, essentially, and is burning them. There's a fire in there, and he's tossing them in there, and he's burning them. And the last item that he throws away is a package of different colored berets or berets, whatever the term is. And it kind of goes to show us, like, oh, Denzel was just doing this, but Denzel sent that to him so he can ease Rami Malek's mind. And like he told him, fully get off his mind and live his life, because Denzel knows when you don't get it off your mind, look what it does to your life. Because Denzel was the prime example of it. The reason why he's so jaded in the movie is because those murders happened, and when she killed the one girl, I believe I forgot to mention that. But he's so haunted, and he can't get those murders off of his mind, and his life just spirals and goes out of control. He loses his wife, loses his kids. He has a heart attack, goes from being, you know, a detective in LA to being whatever he was, his position in Northern California, but it was a small town. It's like really insignificant. So his life took a deep dive because he couldn't get that off his mind, right? So he was just doing that to help Rami Malek get that off his mind and to move forward. But yeah, that is a full synopsis of the film. And now for my opinions on the film. Like I said the beginning of the film, largely skippable. Jared Leto comes in, it picks up, it becomes really goddamn good. And yeah, we get to the ending, which not a fan of, to be quite honest with you. Not a fan of the ending. I didn't like it. I didn't like the ending. It just kind of felt underwhelming. It was just like, oh, okay, like, that's it? Alright, that wasn't bad. Like, I'll take it, right? But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It left a lot of questions, which I think was kind of maybe the writers, I guess whole point in the whole thing, I would assume. But yeah, it left a lot of questions, and yeah, it. I don't know, man. I just think they have finally gotten to a point, where they got into a groove, and you get to the ending, and it's like, okay, all you got to do is just stick the landing, and they didn't stick the landing to me. They kind of fell flat or fell on their faces, I believe. So also, they didn't solve any of the murders. Not a one. They didn't solve any of them. But this is my opinion on the entire thing of the background of the murders. I believe that the murders that happened in 1985, that they did find their guy. I believe that those murders then were actually done by Jared Leto. I don't believe that the murders that took place in 1990 were done by Jared Leto. And yeah, I think that's kind of where I don't know. I guess that's kind of where, well, this is all my own opinion, my own, I guess fan fiction, whatever you want to call it. But I think that's kind of how the writers kind of get off a little bit easily by like, we're just not gonna answer this question. It's like, you should have answered the question, right? That would have helped me or us as the viewers give us, an answer, some finality. But whatever, they didn't answer the question. That's cool. But yeah, man, that was my review on The Little Things, starring, once again, Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. I thought it was a good film that, save for just a little bit more, I guess, I don't know, entertainment in the beginning of the film, and sticking the landing. Could have went from good to great, but it didn't. It's not a bad watch. I just really wish that they could have stuck the landing. I think it's great for, a Friday night. You don't got nothing planned. Just boom, go to your HBOMAX app. Whether it be on your phone, your laptop, your television. Put that bad boy on and watch it. But yeah, man, it's been your boy Q. That's been my review on The Little Things. Yeah, man. I'm out. Peace.